What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Billy. I'm here today in Trent's Unnamed studio with producer Trent Ludzack.
Hello.
And we're joined today by my very special guest, Ryan Schrilla. Is that how you say it?
It's Schrilla, but Skrilla's cool. Skrilla
I kind of gave it a little stank. Schrilla.
Yeah, that's if I need a little street cred. It's Skrilla. Yeah, that's what I do. Gives me little points in the streets.
Ryan Schrilla.
Schrilla, Italian,
hitting
yes.
the comedy game, coming for the Schrilla.
Yeah, trying to hit it hard, man. It's been it's been taking off recently, so this is serendipitous. It's good timing.
Yeah, I've been seeing you have a podcast.
I do. It's more of like a YouTube show. I will put it on audio, but yeah, bite-worthy, man. It's kind of basically turned into my comedy production company.
Okay, hell yeah. It's a show, not a podcast.
Yeah, it's a show because I do it on YouTube. We got almost, I do 20 episodes a season. You know, started with local comics, trying to make my way through. Hard to nail everybody down.
That's
and
what's up.
Got a couple famous comics, and so it'll take off. It'll be good.
Dude, yeah, kudos to you because it is tough getting comics to show up for anything.
It's very even shows at times. Yeah, no names, but yes, it does. So
shows especially, and well, podcasts are the worst because they just don't care.
Yeah, but I mean, you just get it where you can, and reach out to people. Make sure you have maybe a backup person, or maybe you I don't know. Just try and be as organized as you can. With famous comics, you just got to get them when they're there.
Yeah,
that's it. Whether they're there for lunch, dinner,
for sure,
fucking breakfast. I don't care.
That's a struggle too. You got to go to them because they're not going to come to you.
Yeah, that's what they said. Adam Ray, he goes, I'm like, well, have advice because I'm going to start getting more famous comics. And he goes, just make it easy for them.
Right.
Make it easy for them. What's near their hotel, that kind of thing. Plan a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little elbow grease.
Well, hey, if there's comics out there who listen to this, it's very easy to come over to Trent's, and I'll come to you wherever you are, hotel, whatever.
Yeah.
You guys do a cool thing though, where you like eat.
Yeah. So that's the point of the whole show. Is there's two things that are universal: food and laughter. I'm a pretty good cook, being Italian. My dumb Wap Dago genes allow me to cook well, and I thought about it. The same feeling I get when I like cook something really good and someone goes, that's good, is the same feeling I get when someone laughs at a joke that I wrote.
Yeah.
So it just makes me feel the same way because I made it, I created it, it's my own, and they loved it. So everybody can relate to that.
Pull this up. This is Bite Worthy.
Yeah, that's it.
Ryan's show. And you got some shorts. Yeah,
I did a couple clips, anything that's kind of super
Whoa.
funny.
2.3, you're getting there.
It's trying, man.
That's a good sign because in this game, if you stay consistent and keep posting clips.
Yeah, it's been a bit hectic because I've had a lot of life events happening. Got engaged, getting married, planning a wedding. Getting producing shows now, so it's kind of put a kibosh for a second, so a little bit irregular. I'm like a week or two behind, but I'll start once I have a regular schedule. I can start planning around that.
You married or you're
getting married in August? Okay. Yeah, I wrote a tired joke around it. When I don't shake enough after I pee, I sometimes pee my pants, and my fiance, she saw it one day. She goes, "What's that?" It's like, oh, that's just a little bit of pee on my pants. And she goes, oh, you're my fiance. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm still going to marry her despite that joke.
Has she ever thought about stand-up?
No, never.
She sounds like she's funny.
She's funny in her own way. I mean, every so often she'll just come out with a fucking nugget so often. Didn't mean to. It's just now she told me about a time where she goes, have you ever just wondered how much your house weighs? I'm like, how? She didn't even smoke weed or nothing.
Tons,
yeah. But I was like, no, how high?
My house, not that much.
Not that much. Yeah. Mine's. We have a little house on the lake, and it's
you
a
own it?
Yeah, we bought it this year.
Homeowner in this crazy time,
getting married. Yeah, that's why I wear New Balance. My life is just on. I'm 37, you guys. Just so if you don't know that, I'm much older than I look.
But hey, comedy has no barrier to entry.
Thank God. Thank Christ. Because oh man, I'm coming late to the game.
10 years from now, you'd be 47. That's still a perfectly fine time to be doing stand-up.
Yeah, Tom Segura said that his favorite comics are over 50. So
Mark Maron just put a new special out.
Yeah,
it was good.
Look at A Pepitone. He's still alive. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, you go to the Punchline on the weekend. It's a freaking retirement community.
Sometimes, man. Yeah, those either Sunday shows or the early Friday shows.
And then you go to
oldest people
like Roll Call or El Dorado, and you're like, "Yo, when did I step into like the college party?"
Yeah, this is an SJW meeting, is what it looks like. And
I feel like I'm old now, dude. I'm 30. I started when I was 25.
Did you?
Well, no, wait. It was before that. 22. I really started hitting the scene hard when I was about 25.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, I started doing stand up at a venue called Swayze's.
Swayze's.
And for a long time, that was all I knew because I was doing like 20-minute spots.
The old stage slash comic book place.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It was a comic book place run by the owner. Then he switched it up. He had a record store in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were doing like a label and a magazine and all kinds of cool stuff.
Iconic place. Just grimy, punky, gutter, good stuff. Good old salt of the earth. That's why I wore this Flatliners t-shirt for you, buddy. Because I've actually met the Flatliners at Swayze's.
Yeah. If Swayze's was still around, I could get so many people on my podcast.
Dude, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
I'd like to one day like bring a venue that kind of has a similar like like business model of getting regional touring artists who aren't like the big Tabernacle Masquerade artists to perform at and make new fans and sell merch and stuff.
I like that because you get to I honestly at times would rather see like a C or B list, like either band or comedian, and be able to like meet them or, buy a t-shirt from them, shake a hand, get an autograph, that kind of thing, rather than go to an A-list.
And sometimes that's a bad thing. Swayze's had a lot of problems, I don't know if you know this, but alternative music was like the kind of precursor to, that's not the right word, but the Me Too movement. Like it came into like actors and comedians and, famous people, producers like Harvey Weinstein just got another 16 years in prison today or whatever.
Oh, damn.
But before that, the alternative music scene was in some hot water.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like me 2 chords plus a drummer. That's what a Me Too. That's what it is.
It was like bands, like I don't think it became embarrassing to be a pop punk band because of all of the horrible things that had come out about
who was
people.
Probably the most problematic band?
Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least
that's a quick answer.
For a time period.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff came out about Blood on the Dance Floor, touching children and stuff.
Ugh.
And then they were supposed to play at Swayze's, and a bunch of people got mad about that.
They're like, fuck that.
Yeah. But the thing about Swayze's was it was like they didn't know about all that,
right,
or care or like look into any of these bands. It was just a room where it was like, oh, you want to have a show?
Yeah.
All right, this day's open. Like, here you go.
Book it, fuck it.
Do your thing.
Do you have drums in a van? You're good.
If you don't make any money,
come through.
We're just gonna call you stupid. And,
yeah, that's
you're still gonna have a show, but we're gonna make fun of you the whole time.
Yeah, that's they. Yeah, it was a raw place.
That's pretty much how it was.
This was a raw place, man. I remember drinking whiskey in the parking lot when I was not old enough to drink.
Oh, yeah.
It was problematic.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to drink there, but there was a corner store in the same shopping center where you could buy like a 40 ounce.
Yeah, the old 40s, man.
And if you're creative enough, you can drink anywhere.
You can. That's very true. You can be MacGyver and get hammered. And, yeah. I remember playing Edward 40 Hands as a teen. God, dumb. So stupid, dude. That's why I was telling Trent I actually quit drinking for like 13 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I had to. Started when I was just turned 14. By the time I was 25, I had to correct course.
You came back in the game though.
Yeah, strong.
How's like? Did you feel like you you had a control problem before?
I mean, it's a long story, but yeah, it was basically like I kind of screwed my life up, not almost permanently, but
because I'm 5 years alcohol free.
Good for you.
Because of a control problem.
Hey, knowing it is the G.I. Joe says knowing is half the battle, bro.
I realized I don't do anything in moderation. Like there's really nothing that I do like that I feel like I have total control over.
Well, at least you know it. That's better than most people. A lot of people just don't give a fuck and they ride the lightning, man.
Yeah.
White knuckle it till whatever happens. And that's not good. Can't do that.
I didn't know. I stopped wanting to waste my life. Like I felt like I was running, just like
spinning tires, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
doing
that.
Nothing.
Yeah. Be productive. If you can, get a little high every now and then. Have a cool short podcast guest. Rock and roll and do it.
Hey man, and I don't have a problem with drugs. Like I don't use drugs at all. So I don't understand that struggle. That's why I say alcohol free, not sober, because I've never had a problem with like hard substances.
Thank
or
God.
like that,
I know people who have it, man. It's ugly.
Me too. And it's definitely like a serious epidemic in this country. Like, and there's a reason that people turn to substances. It's the same as like the old experiment that everyone knows with the rat. If you give the rat cocaine and it has nothing else to do, it'll overdose on cocaine. But if you give it all these other rat stimulations the rats like to do, then they don't even bother with the cocaine. So it's a mental health issue, I think.
Then the rat starts like a bunch of small business ideas and tries to get you to buy into pyramid scheme.
For sure, I hate meth heads, but they're sick.
Yeah,
I can't stand them. They're incredibly annoying, but they do have a sickness, and a lot of people in this country suffer from that illness.
It's a bad one. I luckily I nipped that in the bud. Yeah, I nipped that in the bud. When I remember I skipped school one day on finals. This was like sophomore year in high school. I was just a baby.
Yeah.
And I skipped school to sprinkle cocaine on my weed long time ago. And I was like, wow, this is... I say that sentence out loud and people are like, holy shit, man. Like, and at the time, I was just
now
having
you're
fun.
Old, it's like, you can't imagine doing that. But as a kid, you're like, whatever.
Dude, now I worry about like Metamucil and,
I just want to throw the word freebasing out there.
God, that's pretty free-based of you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. So what'd you play in the band? Were you a drummer?
I'm a bass player.
You're the bass, slapping the bass, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I took drum lessons, and I'm not very musically inclined.
Okay.
But I wanted to at least where I can get a tick-a-tat.
I have a budget electronic drum kit.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. They got a thing on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Clone Hero. It's like a rock band game that somebody made.
Okay.
And you can plug a electronic drum kit in and use it as a MIDI controller and like play it like Rock Band. It's kind of
That's cool.
And really like Rock Band, like Guitar Hero, it's not going to help you learn how to play guitar.
No.
But the drums most definitely, because you can set the cymbal to the cymbal and the snare to the snare and you're playing the drums.
To the floor, you good to go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You still got to learn how to play without the game, but
very true. I had my buddy's drum set for about a year because he was renovating his house. I just would have a day on it, man. Yeah. So fun. Music is so much cooler than comedy. I got to put that out there. It really is.
In a sense, yeah. Like, I mean, the alternative scene is kind of like way lamer than the comedy scene. People are just cooler in comedy. They're not. There's less ego, and my theory is because when you're playing in a band, you could be the worst band ever, but at the end of the day, you're hiding behind the sound. So like,
it's true.
Even if people don't like it, they're not gonna like yell something at you or like with comedy, you're very equalized because either they're gonna laugh or they're not.
Very true. And they tell you real quick.
If you ever meet a comic with a big ego, like you can tell if he's really all that or not by watching his set. Because is he going to kill or is he going to just kind of like do okay up there.
Oh, I met some very, very humble comics that are really good, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I did okay.
Yeah.
Like Mandel, I give an example. Shout out to Mandel, man. He actually
Love Mandel.
So funny. He would tear a room apart, and at the end, he's like, "Man, I think I just kind of bombed, man."
Because he knows he can do better than that.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, when you get people laughing, pops, consistency, the whole just ladies cackling.
Patrick Dalton taught me that, and I think he'd had a few beers. After a show, like, I did well. Like, from an outside perspective, I probably did well. And then I was just kind of, like, moping in the green room.
Yeah.
It was at Smith's. And Patrick was like, what's up, man? Why do you look sad? I was like, no, I just bombed up there. And he was like,
what?
He was like, no, you did good. It's just, you can do better than that.
Wow. That's wise. Those are wise words.
And so I always try to keep that in mind. Like, if I have a set that was just kind of mediocre, I'm like, I could have done better than that. I could have changed the order of my set around. I could have, like, found what they were actually interested in.
Good. Be critical. You should be.
And you got to take risks, you know.
Dude, let me tell you, I had a Caleb sign-in on my show. We hung out. I had a couple burgers, and he goes, I like to try new jokes at a show. I don't try them out at open mics. I just go to a show, put it in there, and if that's the best way to tell. Because if a comedy audience, a true comedy club audience, that's there for comedy in a comedy room, if they like that joke, they'll laugh. Yeah, you know, that's really good.
That's what you need to know. You don't need to know if comics are gonna laugh at it.
Yeah, because most of the time, if I take a joke in a comic room and they all laugh, most of the time I can take it onto a comedy stage and it does okay. Sometimes, it does pretty well. But there are times where I will make a bunch of comics like cackle, like out loud, and they'll say that's a funny joke, and then I'll take it and I just lose the audience. One of my biggest examples, there was a joke that I wrote about being too short for the KKK, and comics they're like funny. That's so funny, and then I took it and it was so quiet. That I heard this lady's thumbs on her phone.
Oh, man.
I was like, that's rough. Yeah. She's like, can you
turn
believe
your touch tones off, you loser.
She was like writing her Yelp review in real time about my joke, probably. It's terrible. So I scrapped it.
She was tweeting it to her Twitter where she has like 300,000 followers or something.
Yeah.
She talks about Trump every day.
Yeah. Luckily, I haven't been canceled yet, so that's good.
That's what you want in comedy, it seems.
I mean, yeah. Ronnie Chang, he has a joke about cancel me. Please cancel me.
Yeah.
He's cancel me. What are you gonna do? I go back to Malaysia where I'm a national hero. Yeah. Cancel me. Do it.
You're gonna get canceled for doing that accent.
That's fine. That's fuck it. I'm starting to take a lot more risks in my comedy. I really have. I say I do say I have some risky jokes.
Go for it, man. I mean, be yourself. You know?
All right. So there's a joke I'll tell you. Let's fuck it.
All right.
I've said it on. I've clipped it. So I say the word chink in a joke, but it's a word. The phrase "chink in the armor" means a weakness or a vulnerability. It's also my grandpa's nickname for samurais.
Okay.
So I said that joke, and then.
It makes me think of the incident where like a journalist said chink in the armor about a basketball player.
Yeah.
I think you can find, I think it was Jeremy Lin. Look up.
The guy from the Lakers?
Yeah, I got to be careful about this. Lin armor.
That's it's the first time.
Or yeah,
nice.
You know, you're good. You just go.
That's a top tier Google search right there. Yeah,
there's a whole like article about it. No, wait. Go back to the all.
Chicken armor, Jeremy Lin. Why it's time to retire the phrase for good. No more chinks in the armor.
Right? This is horrible. This is terrible. This is the news. I did not write this.
Yeah, this is on Slate, so you know it's got to be super legit, and it's no way in the left wing.
That's a response article. Click on that one that's highlighted. Yeah, this. Oh,
they got word.
They deleted it.
They deleted it.
But there was an article where the journalist like was talking about Jeremy Lin and used that phrase, and then it was just in the news
Oh
for
man,
a few days.
I was at a I was at a show doing an alumni show for the comedy class that I took at the Punchline, and there was a blind Chinese guy who came in, and he had a pretty funny bit where he would walk on stage and face the other direction, and someone would turn him around. Pretty funny, but I realized I went on after him and I said the chink in the armor joke, and I was like, one comic was laughing so hard. And he goes, "You didn't realize that you said chink right after an Asian comic?" I was like, "Oh, no, I didn't read." But the context is that it's
your grandfathers are racist.
No, that's what it turned into. It was a bit where I don't really believe in cancel culture, but every so often someone will make a case about a word or something.
Yeah.
Chinky in the armor is one. The term spick and span was one.
Whoa.
Yeah, spick and span. It means clean, I don't
think I've ever used
That's
that.
a cleaning product. It's spick and span.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't say that. I
Spick
say
and span.
A pine saw.
Yeah, that's what
no matter
that's
what
the
it's
joke.
called, I call it pine saw.
I said I don't want to get canceled, so I just use 409 or Clorox.
I don't even feel comfortable saying fabuloso in today's climate.
Yeah. It's
no, I'm not.
man.
I'm not buying that. I've never bought that.
Yeah, spick and span. There it is. See, yeah.
I'll pay extra for the pine saw.
Yeah, we'll just get just use Clorox. Yeah, you something. Yeah, I've learned. I've taken more risks, and you just have to push it where you go, because sometimes people get away with it based on your persona. Because I'm not a mean guy.
Yeah.
And every so often I'll churn out like a mean joke, and it does okay. But it's because I don't really go mean. I just kind of make fun of myself because there's a lot to make fun of.
You know, I don't ever want to be hurtful toward anybody with my humor. All I want to do is just make people laugh. And, so that's certainly not an intention. I always try to be conscious of like my place in society, and like at the same time, like we're all comics, we're all trying different things, and
got to.
Sometimes we make mistakes.
Yeah, I think the tide is turning, where people are getting a lot more aware and keeping in mind that it's just these are just jokes. These are comedians that are trying to use the inappropriateness. It's not I don't know if that's a word, but the weird shit that we think of that's wrong, and we use that to just make light of things and just try and get a giggle out of the weird shit that we think that's inappropriate or sometimes bad. And
I love to do like kind of more dark humor, but not like
Can I tell you one of my favorite jokes that
I'll do
you tell
jokes
is
about killing kids. It's like subtlety is very necessary.
I got you. One of my favorite jokes that you tell is the www dot. But that's so silly and dumb. I love it. It's such a good. That's a good joke.
See, that's a lighthearted joke.
Yeah, that's a funny joke.
But it's also a pornography joke at the end of the day.
Right. So porn's inappropriate, but you're like, hey, I don't think we need the www. That's a good bit.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna chime in and give our producer Trent a little love here. Opposite end of the spectrum, your rockabye baby joke is one of my favorite jokes that you've ever told.
That one's pretty fun.
I love it.
It's fun because it's so dark, and then it becomes unbelievably silly.
Yeah. So when you take it, and then when you cross that realm of like this guy, what looks like a homeless man is punching babies is inappropriate, to this is absurd. This is obviously a joke. That's good.
I have to bring it absurd to look like this and say the things I say. It has to be too absurd to be believable.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a problem.
Much like the Forrest Gump that just kept running. That's how you use it. I just kept running with.
I
my
like
joke.
Trent's style, but like a lot of the shows that I put on are like very like uppity people who are like, oh, I can't believe you just said that. So I always just try to put Trent on every show like I can, because I love dark humor. This is also like silly and fun, because it's like obviously you don't mean any of those things.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean almost none of the things I say on stage.
I believe
but
it.
it's like like my favorite one is the one of At what point does slowing down for children stop being safe and start being creepy?
Because if you saw that, imagine if you saw someone just slowing down the normal speed, like, oh, he's obeying the speed limit, but then this guy is like just creeping.
You get just, but like there's a point. There's an exact line.
Yeah.
There's one exact moment where that changes.
Yeah.
And I just want to know where that is.
Yeah. If its speed limit is 25, is it 15? Is it 12? Is it,
Don't clip this, by the way, because this is my opener. I can't.
Yeah. Sorry. We won't.
But
needs to
we're
blow up
praising
the punchline.
We're praising your stand-up. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it. And we butchered the delivery. You got to see Trent do it live.
Please go see Trent on any show he's on. Same with Billy. Good comics. Thank you. I have shows to plug. Actually, it's been pretty good. This is serendipitous. I was saying earlier. I went from not running any rooms or mics or anything, and I run 4 now.
That's what's up.
All within, I think, literally 4 months. It's been just like blowing up.
What's your goal like?
Dude, I was thinking about this the other day.
Small goals, big goals, but what's your big goal?
My big goal is honestly, if I play this tape out to the end, I think it's to be in the business of comedy. Everybody wants to headline and make that their goal, which is good. That's smart. That's the end game. They like performing. They like doing it. They want to be a headlining comic and a club comic and make it.
Yeah.
Understandable. Me, I think if my career were to go in the direction of hosting, producing, even owning a comedy club, and then by proxy having my living going around America and interviewing, hanging out, and being in the rubbing elbows with this show, with big comics, and then even the local comics that are rising stars in their respective places, like Austin, New York, L.A., Chicago, Detroit. I would like to do that for that, and that's what I would want to do if I really were to be honest with myself.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I think comedy is one of those things where a lot of people come in, they start doing stand-up, and then eventually, everybody kind of falls into their place of what they like doing and what makes them happy.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about comedy is you see people kind of find themselves and what they really want. And,
yeah. Because some people I've seen are really good. They may be good comics, but they're really good hosts. I've seen people that perform well and they are good at headlining, but then they shine even more on a showcase. Sometimes people are better at booking and promoting. Being bookable is an important thing, but let me tell you, man, you just find whatever you're good at. And if it's not being the headliner, if it's not, performing, lean into what you're good at. If it's in the realm of comedy, that's what I would say. Not that I'm you're not supposed to really disclose how long you've been in comedy. Typically, I'm really kind of new, fresh, but within a year and a half, I went from taking a comedy class where actually seeing a comedy class graduation.
Whose class?
It was Jeff Justice's class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I took that class, and it was after
He's been doing that forever.
A bazillion. He's a fucking dinosaur, but I love him. Great guy.
I don't even know Jeff Justice.
Yeah, of course.
I know how long he's been doing that.
He was he performed when Eisenhower was in office. He's so fucking old, but he's great.
Yeah,
and he's in a very traditional, old school setup punchline lounge kind of guy. Old school 80s kind of club.
A true stage performer.
True, yeah, because he also did some magic and stuff. So he combined magic with comedy, very act outy, expressive. But his technique still holds true. And I go back to what I learned there. But it started with I went because my fiance, her best friend, was dating a comic that took the class. It was the graduation. He's got to sell tickets. That's a lot of big part of comedy.
Yeah.
And we went, I saw 20 people, and I said to myself, I am funnier than 16 of these people. And I was so cocky, cocky. And I did, and I took it, and he goes, hey, I want you to open up the show. And sure enough, I did an open mic, and it just got legs and kept running. That's where we are.
Do you know any of those people in the comedy scene now?
No, they went back to fucking State Farm.
Because there is definitely a difference between like
I know two.
Someone who does a few open mics and a comic.
Yeah,
because comedy is very much a game of endurance.
It's a fucking marathon.
How much shit can you shovel?
yeah.
By volume.
Yeah, you have to do it a lot. Yeah. A lot. And it takes
and even when you're good, it's like you will be disrespected at some point. You will have like times where like you have existential crises because you're only a couple of steps away from being a homeless person. And you kind of act like one already. And,
case of Trent, you look like one.
There's going to be times where you're not getting booked all the time, or where you're not doing well all the time, or you can't come up with a new joke.
Right.
Like writer's block, and like there's going to be hard times in comedy when you start. And like everybody always says, it takes at least 10 years to really become like a professional comic. So it also takes a while. Yeah,
because I've definitely seen the waves of people that they come in, they go away, and then some stick around for the same amount of time, and then there's another 2 years where people fall off. So you'll typically see someone stick with it for a year, maybe, and then they're done. Or
even the people you think are doing really good and you're like jealous of them, they might not be doing that great. Like they might be having trouble writing.
I know a lot of comics like that, and it's shocking to me. And I think what needs to happen is more people need to get together and write together with different people. Now you may have your writing partner, and that might be great, but I try and make it a point, especially recently, to reach out to other comics and be like, hey man, what do you think of this joke? Or, what would you tag this joke with? And I get different responses. I'm like, wow, I didn't think about going this direction or shifting the premise to here. It's so fun to kind of workshop and do that. Cause I literally have all my jokes written down on one piece of paper. I took an inventory the other day of all my jokes. And
that's what's up. That's good.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Like I write a lot. I kind of word vomit onto like I do it in a document on the computer.
Oh, yeah. Mine's 15 pages of just malarkey.
Then after a while, I start just like organizing those out into like jokes that work, jokes that don't work yet, jokes that probably never will work.
Let me ask you this. Is there a joke that just never has worked that you love? Just like I really wish this worked, but it never has.
I probably have a lot of those. But,
yeah, we typically do.
Never worked because sometimes you just hit them with the cadence or what. If you're already doing well, you can slip it in. I got a lot of those.
Okay, yeah.
If it's like I'm not gonna tell this joke if it's not going well, but if it is, then I get to tell it because they already like me and they'll give me a little leeway.
Yeah.
I do have one that maybe it's just not all the way there yet, and that's another thing is because like sometimes you write a joke and it's just trash, like it sucks, and you're like, I thought this was gonna be good, and you go up and it's terrible, and then like 5 years later, something happens to me in my life, and all of a sudden it's like man discovering fire. I'm like, oh, this is how you put that together and make it funny.
Much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Dragging your knuckles on stage to tell the joke. Yeah. Funny finally. Oh. Hell yeah, that's good.
Me found funny.
Me found premise. Premise good. Premise work.
It's always like I come up with a good premise and I'm like, man, why doesn't this work? And then some event will happen in my life and I'll just have an epiphany.
Yeah, you see some car crash or it could be anything. I was driving down the road and I was just talking to myself. I do a lot of that because I have mental problems, and then I just have long drive. Yeah. I have a long drive. I live all the way in Cumming, and anytime anybody sees me, I have just spent at least 52 minutes in a car. So
I have some friends in Cumming though that would definitely come out to stuff if your shows are.
Yeah, I mean I'm booking a show incoming once a month. I'm booking a show in Flowery Branch, which is not too far, once a month, and then I run the room. My baby is the room that I get to run, book, do everything, host, is in Gainesville. There's no comedy in Gainesville. Dude, I don't know if you've been to Gainesville recently.
Yeah.
But, dude, I haven't been there in like 2 years before a couple months.
Boy, John Chappell.
Yeah, man. And I went up there and I saw the square, and there's a taqueria tsunami in there.
Let's go.
I was like, holy shit, Gainesville. I'm like, this is the same Gainesville with the Mexicans, the white trash, and chickens. This is the same Gainesville? Sure enough, it is. And they got a facelift. And yeah, bud.
Because the lake's right there, probably.
Yeah, lake people. Dude, let me tell you, those leathery-ass lake people will spend some money, and they're goofy, and they're all the same. They all wear Sperry's and hate their wife, and it's fun. Those are fun people.
We did the John Chappell was doing like a show on his pontoon boat.
Oh my God.
I did the first one, and I was having a good time because I like wakeboarded behind his pontoon. It's like a fishing pontoon, so there was nowhere to like even tie the wakeboard. I just tied it to one of the pontoons. And
dangerous.
And then like for one of we had 3 shows lined up. It was all like dock parties that we were doing. So we would pull up, and then we would do stand up from the boat deck onto like the dock party. Dude. And it was fun. It was cool. But like the first show we did, it was like, it was good or whatever. And then we went to the second one that was all the way on the other side of the lake, and we're in this little fishing pond.
Oh, dude.
Going like 10 miles
that lake is
an hour.
huge.
It's huge,
it's
man.
massive.
It took us like 45 minutes to get there.
With a bass boat, it's like 27 minutes.
I was like, we could have like went to the boat ramp and towed this thing over there faster.
Ridiculous.
But I don't care. I was just having fun.
Yeah, that's happening. As long as you're having fun. Kenny Garcia gave me good advice. He goes, man, dude, let me tell you, if you're not doing these 2 things consistently, he goes, you better have fun and always be getting better. If you're having fun but not getting better, your jokes are ass, go rewrite them.
Yeah.
If you're getting better but you're not having fun, you're probably burned out.
Yeah.
And you're probably worried too much and you haven't taken a day. Take a day. Take a couple weeks off comedy. A lot of people nose to the grindstone. They don't stop, and you need to just take a minute because you'll get some inspiration from something. I like it when I see confrontation. I love confrontation, dude. Okay, I love it so much because I was at a QT once, and this truck cut off a street sweeper truck, and they both whipped it into the parking lot. I was done pumping gas. I was about to hang it up and get in my car, but I pretended to pump gas. And I watched him, and this guy got like nose to nose. You motherfucker, this, that. And nobody swung, but I was waiting for it. I'm like, ooh, look at this. Look at this.
Old dudes like to buck up on each other.
They do, and then they just go away. Like rams.
Road rage can get you killed, though, out here.
Sure enough.
Somebody was road raging on me just this morning, and I drive like a grandma, dude. Like, I've toured all over. Like, I'm not trying to lose my life on the road.
I use that cruise control, man. That's what I do.
But I was just like driving around town at like on a 35-mile-an-hour street. I'm going 35. I drive a Honda CR-V, so I'm expected to go 35.
Yeah, that's not a speeding vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, this person came like right up on me, then tried to go around me in the double yellow on a 2-lane road and almost hit a car in the opposite lane. And then she was somehow mad at me about this. I was like, I'm doing what's expected. You made me almost hit
that guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
How? By going the speed limit?
Is your car paid for?
Yeah.
Are you a brake checker?
No, not at all.
Oh, dude, let me tell you.
Because I don't want to die. In Atlanta, somebody will pull a gun out and just kill you, or they'll just leave.
Okay. That's true. Okay, fair enough. Don't die. don't die. We want more podcasts.
That's why I was honestly just confused by the road rage this morning. I was like, I don't even know what I did.
Yeah. You just somebody's having a shit day. That's how it goes, man. I drive a Ford Ranger, and it is paid for, and I am looking to get a new vehicle, so I'm gonna use those brakes. What I do, I have a tactic. I just barely put on the brake where the lights come on. That's my, hey buddy, just back off a little bit, give them a little one. If they don't do it, little tap, little jerk, and then if they don't do it, I will slam on my brakes. But nobody's made it past level 2. Let me be clear.
That's how you ramp someone up right there.
Oh, I will get him heated. I'm not scared. See, I'm a little guy, but I'm not afraid. I'm like a I'm kind of like a little like a Boston Terrier. Like
I do drive in the city a
heart.
lot, and like I don't care if people are tailgating me because if they hit me, then that's on them.
Yeah, I should get a dash cam. I should probably do that.
Yeah, for sure. I have one, but it was like a cheap piece of crap. I just found out when I went to go look at the footage of what happened. I was like, oh, this thing wasn't even recording.
See, I drive a lot, and I got a super speeder ticket up in my grandpa lives in Cleveland, so I was doing 75 and a fucking 40. But it went from 55 down to 40.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was only going 20 over, and I'm like, that's acceptable, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And that's not. But this cop, I was going so fast that he was going the opposite way, and he whipped it around. He's like, you know how fast you were going? I was like, 75, sir. And I wasn't trying to be a smart ass, but he goes, that's right, 75. I mean, I should put you. I can take you to jail right now. And I was like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm just trying to meet my grandpa.
I could turn you into a burden on the taxpayer.
right. But all I did was get I think it was a $600 super speeder fine.
Whoa,
it's not good.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I use my cruise control.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. And plus, the more time I drive on the road, the more time I get to run over my 6-minute set or whatever.
You ever watch like road rage videos on YouTube?
Of course. I actually watch road rage videos on my phone while driving.
Like car crash.
Yeah, that's ironic, right?
The car crash ones?
Yeah, Idiots in Cars. Idiots in Cars compilations, number 71.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, no,
you've been around the block.
Yeah, I know what's up, dude. Love confrontation. I love it.
What I learned from those is that a lot of accidents are avoidable by just like putting your ego aside.
Yeah.
Putting your pride aside. And I'd much rather put my pride aside than get in a car accident.
Yeah, because it's not fun. I mean, you might get some satisfaction out of like bumping someone. As much as my grandpa. Let me tell you a story. My grandpa. This guy is a fucking American hero, and he's old school Marine sniper in Vietnam, Italian from Chicago, and this one guy, the roads were icy. This guy had a big green Cadillac, and my grandpa barely slid in, like douche, barely touched, no damage to either car, nothing. This big dumb fucking meatball comes out up to his car. And he started screaming, and he's like, do you know what you did? You hit my car. And he's like, what do you mean? There's nothing happened. There's nothing to talk about. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, all right. So he backed up the car maybe like 5-10 feet, and then he just floored it and ran into the guy's car.
Jeez.
And he goes, now we have something to talk about. And the guy just drove off.
Jeez.
Yeah, my grandpa's
that's old
dude,
school right
I can write a book about my grandpa.
These days that guy goes and pops the trunk on it.
Yeah, but my grandpa he would
out the Uzi.
Dude, let me tell you, my grandpa he ran a cat house in South Carolina when he was just out of the Marines.
Is he still doing that?
No, he's too old. He's out of the game.
Did you ever get like a discount?
I wasn't even born yet. This was way back in the day. And he got so drunk that he was sitting in the go-go cage above the entrance, and a major from the Army base came in, and he's complaining about the noise. I was like, "What are you coming?" He goes, "Who's the owner here?" And he goes, "I did. I'm the owner." And I did.
That's how drunk he was.
Yeah, probably. And he poured a gallon of beer on the major, and he would fight anybody. He's crazy, dude. So fun. The stories he tells over like glasses of moonshine. He's the first person to give me alcohol when I was younger. He's uncancelable. I don't care. He has no social media. He has, like, if you come to his house.
Once you reach a certain age. Well, no one's uncancelable. They took Kanye's bank accounts away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kanye's got stuff to lose. My grandpa, he's retired. All he has is, like, I take care of my wife, and I take care of my house, and I'm seeing this. I'm riding out, dude. And he's the best, dude. He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much like was my father figure, man. I don't know my dad. Apparently he's part gypsy, like Romani. Okay. And
is that a joke or is that true?
It's true. It's true. It turned into a bit.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, I turned it into a bit. It was like my mom fell in love with him, and she said he stole her heart. I'm like, yeah, how else is a gypsy gonna do it, Mom? And it turned into a bit, but it was it was weird being raised by like a Marine grandpa.
Yeah.
Because he would, every so often, like a regular grandpa would give you like $1.
So your mom's father?
Yeah. And so he would, regular grandpa would give you like a Werther's or $1 or something. My grandpa every so often would just like hand me a couple rifle rounds.
Pack of smokes.
Yeah, here. Fucking figure this out.
Smoke up, Johnny.
Yeah, dude. He was hard nosed, man. It was good, but he was. You need a little toughness.
Couple of rifle rounds.
Yeah, save it for a rainy day. You never know. I'm like, is Charlie gonna jump out of the bushes at recess?
You don't want to do that in today's age.
Like fucking Viet Cong is gonna be by the monkey bars in 4th grade. Get out of here.
These kids are like Call of Duty out here.
Let me tell you, man. I'm more scared of like teens than I am adults. Teens are unstable, man. They're not grown yet. They don't know what's going on.
They're insane.
Got hormones.
But if you think about it, in the whole animal kingdom, they're technically like mature humans, so they have the capacity for violence and like on a
sure shit do
on a high scale,
dude. Because I'm built like a middle schooler. Like I'm 5'5", dude. I am. I'm not getting any taller. I'm Atlanta's 4th shortest male comedian. Technically 3rd. One guy quit.
Who?
So, Sam something.
Oh man.
Sam, and then it's
we
me.
We can't even remember his name.
Yeah, he's a done. He's gone Dundee. It's me.
We
Andrew
need to keep
Stein.
a book, a Death Note.
A Death Note. That's bringing it back. You're showing your nerd side.
Yeah, for sure. I have a lot of nerd material. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Do you know I play Dungeons and Dragons?
I wish I could play Dungeons and Dragons. I just don't have the time. People always want to like, get together once a week or whatever.
Yeah, that's what we do every Monday. That's why you don't see anybody sees me on Mondays. Yeah. I don't go out, but we've been doing that for like 5 years now.
See, I never know like which nights of the week I'm going to be able to go hit mics and stuff, so I can't commit to anything.
Dude, that's understandable. You got to
comedy.
Comedy's more important. Comedy's more important. But it's like I got to try and balance my hobbies. I have a lot of hobbies. Like what I do, I bass fish, and every hobby I have has a purpose. Like bass fishing, it's my time to get the fuck away from everybody.
Yeah.
Get out in nature, catch a fish.
You gotta be grateful. Do that too. You gotta have a life. You can't just be doing open mics.
No. And then you gotta balance it. Like I used to power lift, and I used to weigh. Used to look like a white Delano. I was skinny, very skinny, and I started working out. Eating fucking whole chickens and protein and.
I used to squat and deadlift.
Yeah, that's bench, all the stuff. So
up till COVID, I was doing pretty good. I scaled back the weight a little bit and started doing more like stretching and yoga stuff. But then COVID hit, and I was like, screw it. What's the point?
Yeah, that man bun screams yoga. That is true. That's what it does.
Hey man, laugh all you want, but I'm loosey goosey out here.
You're flexible.
Well, I had like a sciatic nerve pain, and everybody was like, go to the chiropractor. Go to
You're
this
just going
person
to downward dog it?
And I did, and I completely got rid of it.
Sun Warrior that shit away?
Yeah, since I started stretching, I haven't had any nerve pain at all.
That's good. That's good. I mean, that's because once you do, because you have to have a physical discipline. So like powerlifting's my physical, fishing's my like solitude, Dungeons and Dragons is like my geek side.
Yeah.
Comedy is like my expressive side, and then I go skiing in the winter, and I just took up golf. That's when you're old and white.
Nice.
That's when you take up golf.
Sometimes I play golf with your friends on the computer.
No, I play in the real world.
That's a great game. Golf it on Steam.
Yeah, I might do that if I
Highly
got some downtime.
recommended.
I just got a gaming computer just because my friend
then you gotta get Golf It.
I mean, but I'm not like a gamer. I'm not like a gaming guy.
Dying out here.
I know, man. But I am not a gaming guy. I'm not like a super nerd in terms of like video games and RPGs and all.
You think that's because you're too old for it?
No, I'm behind it? Here's the thing. I can catch up, but it would take me a long time. The learning curve on these games.
It's good. You shouldn't play games if you don't like really want to.
No, I don't.
Because it consumes a lot.
Dude, the last game that I played was Red Faction 2 for PlayStation 2.
That game was sick.
It's a sick game, but it shows you like also I just mentioned PlayStation 2.
Volition? Was that the publisher or developer or something?
I
Same
can't
people
remember.
that made Saints Row.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was good. Destructible environment, all that stuff. But that's just showing you like how much how little I do.
Will like log how, especially on PC, they'll tell you how much time you spent playing.
This is how much pussy you have not gotten. This
and
is what
it's like when I'm looking at certain games, I'm like, okay, that's multiple full days.
Yeah.
Good
thing your boss doesn't get a hold of that. You're like, you can make us a little.
Oh, Trent has his Steam pulled up. Trent's about to expose himself.
What's these hours? What are you
what's the
logging in here?
XCOM or something? I bet you gotta fucking you get it.
XCOM.
216 on
216 hours.
I think I have.
And how long though? And how long?
I mean, I've been playing for a while.
Okay.
Last played was December.
The Witcher.
Yeah, I've got 283 in that one.
Almost 300 hours.
Good lord, dude.
Yeah, and I'm.
You can learn like 5 languages.
Game's pretty fun.
I'm no different. Yeah, another 200 hours. So we're up to like 1,000 hours already.
I'd rather just learn Italian. Bippity boopity boppity.
This was one playthrough of this.
Jesus.
That's not too bad,
buddy.
You do that over the course of a couple weeks, though.
Yeah, that's a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about say 3 weeks.
No, I'm not
10 hours.
sitting and grind. Like this is all over the course of years.
Oh, okay. That's manageable.
But if you were to take that time and say, what if I was,
fucking literally anything else,
doing something else,
dude.
working on a craft or something,
like 200 hours in building like a shed. You could build sheds on your.
Somebody just knock.
I didn't hear it.
I don't know what that is. What is knocking?
I didn't hear a knock on the door.
Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know.
But if you did.
I thought knock was a gaming term. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought I heard a knock on the door. Maybe I'm losing my mind.
Well, a knock in gaming is like if you down somebody.
Oh, is it?
There's like 2 stages.
Oh, dude,
like
I have no idea.
But this is kind of a newer game thing. But like even like Gears of War kind of had it. But in like Call of Duty, you have a battle royale,
right?
And you have a chance to like revive your teammate if they get down. So when you shoot somebody, you would say, "I knocked one."
Oh, knocked. The guy's knocked.
He's not dead, but you knocked him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So there is a gaming
your call outs and shit. Yeah. My friend's a big gamer. My friend actually professional gamer for Gears of War. The first one was in a professional gaming league, dude. He went to Vegas for a competition.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He was living my 8th grade dream.
Dude, he's cool. We used to play. Let me tell you, man. He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't do anything. Never smoked a cigarette. I've seen him maybe have like 5 drinks ever. Yeah. But let me tell you, that guy will log some Halo. We would play Halo for 8 hours. But we have what we did. We had
this dude sounds cool as hell.
He's my best friend of 21 years, and he does not think that I'm funny at all.
Nice.
Yeah. He's like, dude, your jokes are fucking terrible.
Nice.
I can't wait to make fun of you.
Well, he should help you with them instead of talking all
I told him, like, you get up on the stage. I will pay you.
Yeah.
I will pay you to get up there. And he's like, man, I'm funny elsewhere. I'm like, shut up, man. Yeah. But he is funny. He's a funny guy. And I make him laugh off stage, but not with like my material. There's not a single joke that I've ever written that he's ever thought that was funny.
If you keep going though, eventually he's gonna be like,
I'm gonna get one.
He's gonna be like, damn, I wish I had thought of
that. Maybe.
I think comedy is kind of like
no one's gonna steal my jokes.
Trial by fire kind of craft. Like you do get better if you work it. If you never stop writing and you never stop going up on stage, you do get better.
I would, yeah. Because anything with reps, the more you do it, you get better. Joe Smith told me about that.
Sometimes you're doing the wrong reps.
Very true.
If you know lifting, then you know form is just as important.
Very true. That's a good analogy. Hell yeah. God, dude. I used to have a bunch of jokes about going to the gym, but I let myself go, and they're like, I can't tell them because like
I used to have a
you
joke,
don't work out.
But I don't think it's like good anymore. It was about how like like the hip adduction machine.
Yeah.
Where we would call it the vagina machine.
The thigh master.
And we thought it was funny to throw the whole stack of weight on the vagina machine. So I was doing the whole stack of weight, and then the next day I woke up and I had torn my asshole. Like my asshole hurt. And that's the worst kind of injury because you can't tell any of your friends that your asshole is hurting.
No, that's
like, how did you hurt your asshole?
Oh yeah,
like, I was at the gym. Yeah, sure, at
the
gym.
Yeah,
where in the locker room.
The best friends, though, let me tell you, the best friends make fun of you. That's how you know you're in good. Like once you start clowning each other and making fun. I had a good moment. One of my favorite moments was on my show was with Christian Davis. We got on the topic of dads, and he's like, my dad said that Prince was a better guitarist than Jimi Hendrix. I was like, what, Dad? And I was like, what's funny about that? I would agree with that story, and I relate to that story. Only I don't know my dad. And to quote Daniel Delano, this is a very good line. I really wish I had this line. He goes, "White dads leave too." I was like, dude, that's so funny.
That's a classic.
That's
Delano.
So good. So I said that. I'm like, well, my dad's like, and white dads leave too. And he goes, black dads have cars. It's like, oh, and then. It's like, well, yeah, white dads didn't have to steal them. And we just kind of went back and forth, and we just made fun of each other for a second. But we had to quit because I'm like, even though we're okay with telling jokes, I know, like, other people, for some reason, and this kind of irritates me, people get mad on someone else's behalf.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, me and him are laughing about this.
Yeah.
How can you have a problem, like, when we're cool?
I used to go to this open
to
mic in Birmingham. It was called The Show, it was called The Stage.
Oh shit.
And and they would stand outside of the bar and just start like roasting people on the street, just like just like saying the most like
look
ridiculous,
at this Bill Gates motherfucker.
Yeah, just like taking personal shots at people. And it was just indiscriminate, and I laughed harder in the hour leading up to the open mic after sign up than I ever laughed at any comedy show ever.
That's good.
This dude would just sit at the door. He was working door too. I think there was a cover charge for non-comics.
Oh my God.
And he would just start lighting up anyone who walked by, homeless people.
That's the
people
best.
On dates.
If you take the stance where no one's safe, I think that pays off.
I was like, this is the
how can you get mad?
Like other comics walking up, they just start lighting them up.
Look at this Subaru driving motherfucker.
And every week they would all stand in a circle and take jabs at each other. And man, I think that really is conducive to like a comedy environment, because if you have to just have your guard up every time you show up,
that's true.
It makes you better at it.
Yeah. Speaking of roast, I wanna congratulate Trent on actually driving a Subaru that doesn't have a coexist sticker on it. Good job.
He's got one.
Way
right
to go.
Yeah, I got one on the fridge.
He put it on his nice. It actually says "eat a dick" in every language. Very nice. That's a theology lesson right there.
Well, sweet, man. What else you got to plug? We're about an hour in. And
are we really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Time flew.
Yeah.
Time flew. I have. Please go subscribe to Biteworthy. Spoiler alert: my season finale is Steve Byrne. Audio sucks on it. New technology I got, and I have shows in Gainesville. So if you're in the Gainesville area, please come out. Blue Door every other Friday. Branch House, we do monthly. That's in Flowery Branch. Dude, that venue has Bubba Sparks coming in April. College Park, Bubba Sparks. And then I have a show incoming that I run at a pizza place. So Pies on Post, little show.
Pizza good?
Pizza's awesome. Wood fired, pretty good. I'm Italian and I approve. So apart from that, that's pretty much what I got. Biteworthy is pretty much it. And then I will spoiler alert some names that I have coming up this year. Ian Bag, Liz Mealy, Steph Tolev. I might be able to get Soder. I'm working on David Cross because Sean Patton was on my show. Please go watch that episode. That's my favorite one.
Sean Patton rules.
He's opening for David Cross on his tour, and he's coming to Atlanta, Tennessee, South Carolina, all around. and so I'm going to try and work it in. David Cross is a Georgia boy, supportive guy, so
Yeah.
I think I could probably work it in there. But that's it, man. Come see me and support my stuff. I'm out here doing the damn thing, as the people say. So
yeah, thanks for coming through, man.
Dude, thank you. This was fun. I like it.
As always, you guys can find me at Billy Willig on all social media if you want to see me post like stupid ass clips and stuff that I don't really care about.
Yeah, the punchlines you want to burn. Cool, yeah.
Anyway,
retire 'em.
peace, y'all. Thanks.